Yo, what's up? Welcome back to this special series with Guinness, and today is gonna be our final episode. So Frankie, what did we talk about in this final one?
So on the day itself, we talk about whether you should choose a easygoing job but less pay or a very hectic job but you get more pay. And I also share about my personal experience before I left my corporate work to join you as a business partner here at Findit Media.
Yes, how you left a 20,000 ringgit monthly salary, not including bonus, and then choose to do his own business with us. Now, not to forget as well, this last episode, we are still giving away to you guys who's watching a free omakase meal.
And how do they get it, Peter?
It's still the same old way. What they need to do is calculate how many times we say sip sip hooray in the video, and we will pick one lucky winner to makan omakase with us.
But Peter, this is going to be the last episode, right? So how can the winner know that he or she won the omakase with us?
For this one, you have to go to our Instagram, Mr. Money TV and FAQ show, and on the 4th of December, we will post up a post to announce all the 3 lucky winners that will be makaning omakase with us.
I look forward to makan omakase with the 3 winners.
So remember, stay to the end, count how many times you say sip sip hooray. Hopefully, you get to makan that omakase with us.
Alright, let's go with the video.
Sip sip hooray! Today's show will be break into 2 parts. The first part is about us getting to know you before we go into a series of questions. What happens is that all your questions will be answered tonight. But before we start, we're gonna play a quick game. What's our unique cheer? Sip sip
Hooray!
If you were single, would you pick a chill job with less pay or hectic job that pays more? Wow!
Whoa, hectic job.
Overwhelming. Do you agree with everyone or you have a different opinion? You already said that you agree, right?
Correct. I agree with the blue camp, alright?
Okay, me also blue cam lah. I think the answer is simple lah. Honestly, now I'm married. I wish I would have worked even harder when I was single lah.
That is true.
But I have to say that when I was single, I worked very hard. I used to go home at 2, 3 o'clock. Actually, in fact, after my first child also, I go back at 2, 3 o'clock. So I would say that if you don't want to follow my footsteps, you better work harder lah.
But having said that, if you're smart enough, you can find your way to work less but make more money also lah.
This one, investment banker, how do you do that?
Apart from working, you need to learn how to invest also. But this doesn't apply to just investment banker or whatnot. I think everybody can start doing that. Right?
That's true.
You have salary, just take a portion of it, put it aside to do investment. That would help a lot.
Okay. Now that we know everyone's value, let's move on to the next one.
Which is better for your career, being a generalist or a specialist?
So this one, what is your view?
I would choose to be a generalist in a very specialized field. So you play a very sweet spot in the middle.
Okay. That's like your career as an investment banker, right?
Now that you said it, yes, I was a generalist in a very specialized field. So let's say you want to be a doctor, for example, right? If you become a GP, for example, the chances of you making very, very high income, you have a ceiling. So in order for you to break that ceiling, you need to specialize in one area. But once you specialize in one area, if you want to be really into it, right, sometimes it can be very stressful and that stress doesn't justify the amount of compensation that you get. Then within that specialized area, you want to find a sweet spot for yourself where you can find the balance between career and money. That's where you choose how generalist you want to be or how specialized you want to be.
Right. I have to say that I'm a generalist. But I am glad that I'm a generalist because I think there's pros and cons. If you're a generalist, it allows you to adapt into different kind of jobs and it allows you to actually kind of explore a lot more things. But if you want to be a generalist, you better make sure you can work damn hard because it means that you're going to be a jack of all trades, master of none. And then what makes you good is that how much of a jack of all trades are you? I am the kind of person that if I do not know a subject, right, you give me 1 week, I can talk like an expert. Because I can just go and immerse for the next. My wife also think I'm crazy. I'll just keep reading. Sometimes after 2 days, I can talk like I'm an expert. This allows me to have a lot more open doors to actually have conversation with people. And then the next thing is that you must be able to link up different knowledge. So for example, when you're a generalist, right, the key is that you're able to link up multiple different disciplines, interlink it to build a plan. Now, when you can do that, that generalist kind of skill set pays off. Now, and as you move up to be a manager, being a generalist helps a lot because the higher level of manager you are, the more departments you manage, and then it makes it more diverse the skill set you must have. So people skill is one thing that's very important, but being able to be a generalist helps you to understand and empathize everyone's role, therefore making you a more effective manager. However, on the other hand, if you're very lazy and you don't really want to think so much, go and be a specialist. Specialist, immediately you're guaranteed a good pay. The career path of specialist is very often very well curated. For example, you ask a lawyer, after pupillage, you become associate, senior associate, junior partner lah. That's all lah. There's no VP. The point is, generally, specialists are paid very well from the start itself. But what happened is that generally they slow down at the higher curve. This is what I noticed. So having that operational skill set, that kind of specialization, helps you to build that respect as you move up. Next question. Would you leave a stable job to follow your passion despite financial risk?
I think you need to weigh the risk and return. So I was sharing with some of you just now, the reason why I left investment banking is because when you reach one point in your career, suddenly you realize that the value that you are giving to the organization doesn't justify the compensation that you got back. That's when then you think to yourself, what are the other things that I could do that could compensate myself even better? That's when I went to him. And then since that time, he just started Mr. Money TV. And we saw that synergies that we could work together on. So in the beginning, we were just playing like a side project. So I thought that, hey, I am not too comfortable giving up my job yet because I don't even know whether Mr. Money TV can survive or not, right? So let's start playing first. So after testing water, we saw the potential that this could be a business. Then I took a bold step to say, okay, I need to make a call now. I'm going to chop whatever that is the past. I'm going to put all in. Because if you're not all in, you will get distracted. And when you get distracted, you will end up, here also you cannot do, you cannot perform. Here also you like half pail water like that. You end up nowhere, right? So in the end, I decided to just take the risk, cut. Financial risk or not, definitely, but I think I can manage at that time. So, and then I went all in into doing this together with these two guys.
Now, let's go into answering those questions that you guys submitted. How do I know if I'm underpaid? I think Frankie is a better person to answer the question of how to know. So how do you find out what's the market rate and whether you're underpaid?
Because I'm in front line, I do sales. So sales is all about bringing in the numbers, right? The employer always sell you a dream. If you do well, you're going to get this, right? But at the end of the day, because in the entire HR structure, we are all being paid in bonus. We are not being paid in commission, even though we are frontline. So bonus is at the discretion of the employer. The employer feel that you are worth this much, then they pay you this much. First year, you did very well. You expect this much of money, but the employer say, okay, well done. All right, this is 3 months bonus, 6 months bonus, whatever, right? Then you look at the money. But I brought in this much. How come my bonus is only this low? Never mind, next year you do better, right? I'm going to pay you even more. And then being in 20s, don't know anything. Okay, Chong, the following year you did even higher. Okay, good job. Well, I already give you increment, right? Okay, no more budget for bonus. Since you did better, right? I also give you a bit better. Then again, you're like, cannot balance. So that's how I felt that I got underpaid a little bit. And that became one of the motivation why I went to have a drink with this guy.
Right. I think on that end, number one, the underpaid in terms of market rate. Number two, the underpaid in terms of how you feel. Market rate. How do you know what is the market rate? The truth is, you can Google online. However, it is very vague. True or not, the range usually very big. Now, there's a secret weapon. Go and have a drink. Do you notice that when you go and have a drink with people will start telling you more stuff? And especially when it comes to money. You don't drink that time. I say, how much you earn? Bro, not sure. The fella will put down the drink. Sip sip.
Hooray.
The point is that when you're having a chat with your friends at the time, you bring them drink, talk about work and everything. And then when they're less guarded, then you ask actually, I really want to know, how much do you think I should be paid? You let them tell you, how much do you think I should be paid? If it's a colleague, I tell you, they'll be more than happy to chip in a little bit for you. And when they chip in, right, they'll start giving you benchmark. And you'll be able to read those benchmarks. Sometimes they may even tell you, roughly when I started, when I was here, what I was looking at. They may not tell you about you, they may tell you another colleague's salary. Then the other colleague will tell you their salary. So you make a reference. This session, honestly, is very, very powerful for you to find out market information. In fact, if you ask him as an investment banker, a lot of deals were made over this.
This is my weapon.
So that's my perspective in terms of your own definition of underpay.
Yeah, but I think if you feel underpay, right, give yourself one more chance. Prove to your boss, by giving in more effort. Tell yourself, this is the last time that I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it 200%. Once you do the 200%, you go and talk to your boss. This is what I can do. You are paid or not. If still cannot, right? Please. It's all about you go outside and look for other opportunities.
Yeah. All right. Sip, sip.
Hooray!
Well, so those are the things that we talk about on that day. Now, Frankie, what is the one takeaway on that day session that you had?
I think to balance between your career and money, right, it really depends on yourself, right? You have to find the balance so that you don't get worn out so easily.
Yeah, for me, I would say that balance between career and money, it's a delicate thing and there's no right or wrong answer. At the end of the day, it depends on what do you want in life. Obviously, for me, myself, I chose to work very hard. Hopefully, later days in my life, I get to have a more enjoyable and more chill life. So to that, we want to say, sip, sip,
Hooray!
hooray!